Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Casting an Actor's Perspective. My name is John, and as always, we're going to just jump right in. Now, today I'm talking about maybe the second most question that I get asked from actors as a reader and what I've seen, and that has to do with stage directions and physicality. All right, so the first thing I want to say about stage directions, first and foremost, they are not law. They are a suggestion, and you should treat them as such. Because 9 times out of 10, I don't think most of the people are even paying attention to a lot of the stage directions unless there's something very specific to that audition. And if it is very specific to that audition, you're going to know because they're going to tell you because they're going to expect it from you. So, for example, if the stage direction says, rage boils over, that doesn't mean that you have permission to be out of control in the room. In fact, I have seen people sort of lose control in the room, and it has not only scared me, it has scared the casting directors and whomever else might have been in that room. And it is not a good look. And it doesn't turn people on, it turns them off, and it's a really quick and easy way to lose a job, right? So when they say rage boils over, you've got to find that happy space, that happy medium between actual rage boiling over and making sure that you can convey that feeling in the audition without making anyone else feel like they are in danger in any real way. Now again, there's a really big difference, and it's a very fine line between going and committing to doing your work and then also understanding that there is an edge to that work that has to be maintained, that has to be respected so that you're not making people feel unsafe in the room. So just gauge that for yourself and understand that they will always ask you to do more if they need you to do more, or they will ask you to do less if they need you to do less. But if you go too far and you make them feel unsafe, you may not get asked to do less. You may just get a thank you and on to the next person because they may not trust that they can feel safe in that space with you. And that's not anything that any of us ever wants. So walk that line, make sure you're very clear and definitive about where that is and where that edge is for you as an actor. And typically, if you're being conscientious and you're doing your work the right way, you're going to take into account how everybody else is going to feel in that room. The one thing I want to say about that is I don't want to discourage anyone from going all out and really fully committing to what the piece is asking for. So again, use your best judgment, be discerning in what you do and how you do it. The same thing applies for all physicality, right? Listen, I have been slapped in the face, I have been kissed, I have been grabbed and manhandled. There's been a lot of physical stuff that's happened in the audition room. And a lot of the times, the actors didn't ask me for permission, didn't give me any fair warning that this was going to happen. It just kind of happened. Now, luckily for them, I'm a pretty open and easygoing dude. And so when they did these things, I just went with it and I stayed with them. That is not the case at all times for all readers. In fact, it's probably not the case for most times or most readers. I just happen to be the kind of person who's going to go along with it and try to give you the best that I can. That doesn't mean everybody else is going to afford you that opportunity. So if you are going to do something like that, or you feel like it's very necessary in your audition for you to be able to do that with someone, check in with them. Check in with the reader especially. Check in with casting. Let them know what you would like to do so that they can check in with their reader perhaps, because it may be easier coming from the casting director than it is coming from you as an actor. Just again, same thing, use discernment, use your best judgment, and try to figure out how you can do these things without actually physically committing to doing these things. A big one in this vein is death scenes. Most of the time, they don't need you to fall down or get shot and throw yourself up against the back wall and then fall on the floor and then wriggle around like a worm trying to, get out of the sun. I don't know. Does that make a sense? Is that a good metaphor? I don't know if that's a good metaphor or not. But you understand what I'm saying. They don't really need that from you. That being said, again, I've seen people who have gone on to get cast in series regular roles. I'll give you one specific example. This guy came in, it was a big scene, big physical scene, he was shooting. He got up, he had his gun, he's like bam, 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 bam. He drops to the floor, he rolls, he gets up on his knees and comes back up with his gun ready. And it's a whole thing. And when he did that, I thought, holy shit, what the hell is this guy doing? I mean, that is way too much. But that guy ended up getting cast in the role. So if you are going to do something like that, especially if it is contained within you, within yourself, in your own little space in that audition room, and doesn't directly involve the reader, I say go for it if it makes you feel good. Again, they will pull you back if they think it's too much. Okay? All right, y'all, that is it for this one. So again, use your best discernment, use your best judgment, and try to move through the audition with those two things in mind. Walk that line and know where you are at all times, because we have to do this work in a way that is real and grounded, but we also have to be aware and conscientious of everyone else in the room at the same time. So join me next week where we're going to talk about another big question that I always get, and that is all about props and costumes. All right, I'll see you all next week.